doing something creative, and they can hardly pay their bills because they don't get paid a lot, but at least they're doing something they love. And that's the trade-off. And I will tell you that voice actors do not make a lot of money at all. Nobody I know is rich. But the trade-off is that we absolutely love what we do. You see the difference? As opposed to hating something that you do and getting paid lots of money for it. But the first thing I would say is just be realistic about the fact that there are a lot of people that want to do creative things. And a lot of times it's not even the best people that get to do it. I think we've all seen movies and TV shows and heard singers on the radio that stink, or people that are actors on TV shows that aren't any good. You're like, how in the world did they get on a TV show? There are probably a lot of people more talented, but they just they got the chance. They were in the right place at the right time, or they knew somebody who helped them get into it, or any of a number of different reasons. You know, they wanted a redhead instead of a brunette. I mean, really, sometimes very shallow reasons. And you can't control any of those. I've lost plenty of voice acting jobs, not because I stink as a voice actor, but because they just, for whatever reason, thought they wanted something different, or they thought that I wasn't right for the role. And that's just part of being involved in a creative thing. But if you're interested in voice acting, there are two things you need to do. Number one, get as much experience as you possibly can as an actor. Not a voice, not funny voices, not imitations. I get people all the time who write me, go, I can sound just like Homer Simpson, or I can imitate Optimus Prime, or listen to how good I can do the In a World movie voice, or I can do Yoda, you know, and those are really great, but chances are you're not going to get hired to play Yoda. You know what I mean? They already got people that do that, and so that's not much chance of that. So it's not about being able to imitate voices or sound like other people that are already doing the work. It's about playing a character. Acting experience is extremely crucial. In fact, I would say, with the exception of one or two people, I'll bet I know 100 voice actors in this business, and I can only think of two that have never had any stage or theater or acting experience before they started voice acting. The vast, vast majority of them have a huge amount of experience and training in acting, myself included. Some of them have master's degrees and college degrees. They've done it a long time. Church programs, school plays, community theater, anything. You know what I mean? They just devoured every opportunity to develop their skills as an actor. That's the first thing. The second thing is you have to be where the work is. I've said many times, if I wanted to be a country western singer, where would I go? Exactly, right? You knew it that quick. Nashville. You go where those things happen. There are certain cities that are known for certain things, and you have to be where that work is done. You, my friend, could be the greatest natural voice actor that ever walked the planet. And if you live in Pikeville, Kentucky, chances are you're not going to get to use your gift. Am I right? Yep. So I'm not suggesting that you pack up your bags and move anywhere. I'm just saying you need to understand that there are only a handful of places where voice acting is done. Los Angeles, Dallas, a little bit in Houston, some in New York, some in Vancouver. That's about it. There may be tiny, pockets here and there, like there's some done in Toronto. There's a little tiny bit occasionally done in North Carolina, but that's about it. So you have to be where the work is. Now, let me tell you the good news. You're in Chicago. This is a big city, one of the biggest in the country. Now, while Chicago may not have a lot of voice acting opportunities, you know what Chicago has? Voice-over opportunities, commercial work. Any city of more than 1,000 people is going to have businesses that want to advertise, right? And they're going to need somebody to record their advertisements. Come on down, Joe's Curfish, where we have the best lunch specials, whatever. Somebody's got to do that commercial in this little tiny town. Or if you're suffering from hemorrhoids, you hear these commercials. commercials all the time, right? Somebody's got to be hired to do them. Somebody who is articulate and somebody who can emote through their voice, right? That's voiceover. It's not so much playing a role in a show, but that kind of opportunity is everywhere. And if you record a demo of yourself, get a good microphone, good quality, because as soon as somebody puts on a CD and they hear, they're going to turn the CD off. Quality. People in the business are used to hearing quality recording. So you want to do the best you can. If you're going to make a demo, you want to make it sound good. And there are plenty of demos on the internet for you to listen to. Pick some voice actors that you know, that you like, and go and listen to their demo. And see what they do. How is it constructed? How long is the demo? What kind of things are on the demo? How do they transition from one thing to the next? And you can pick up tips from popular voice actors who have demos online. And then you submit the demo to agencies in town, talent agencies, and see if you can get yourself signed with an agency, and they will represent you to do voiceover work. And you know what? If you're good with voiceover and voice acting, you never know. There could be a company in Chicago that makes video games. And they're going to call the agency, and they're going to say, we need some voiceover people to audition for our video game. That's what I do. If I needed to make a video game and I needed to find voice people, I'd call an agency and say, got any voice people? You know what they're going to do? They're going to send your demo. And then the next thing you know, you could be playing a character in a video game. That's how it works. You have to be where the work is, and you have to develop your skills as an actor. Those are the most important things, okay? Cool, now where is my young lady that was gonna ask the question? Yes?
I was wondering if you could do the tamaki bark.
The tamaki bark? You mean like the dog bark? Yes, my dear. Death the kid.
I have 3 questions.
You have 3 questions?
Yes.
Pick a really important one because we have a lot of questions. So pick one.
I was wondering, is there going to be a next Soul Eater? Like next?
You know what? I honestly don't know, my dear. I will tell you that we often don't know what's coming until it's already come. You know what I mean? Like I'll give you a perfect example. I got an audition. I'm not going to give you any names, but I got an audition from a company in Los Angeles for a show that has always been done in New York. Well, now, I would have never expected to see an audition for that show in Los Angeles because we all know it's done in New York. But for some reason, there it was. So you never know what's going to show up. We don't know like what shows are coming usually, or where they're coming from, or what studio is going to license a show. You know what? I wanted to be in Death Note so bad. But Death Note went to a studio in Vancouver. And American actors can't be in those things. That's why you won't hear an American actor in a Canadian Inuyasha was done in Vancouver. And the producer of Inuyasha, I was at a convention with him, and he's like, hey, there's an Inuyasha movie coming up, and I want you to play the bad guy in it. I'm like, awesome, I would love to. And then he called me a week later, he's like, I kind of looked into it, and I can't use any American actors. So anything that goes up there, we don't get to be a part of. It's that kind of thing. You never know what's going to come and who's going to license it, and you're just lucky sometimes if you get to be a part of something. Yeah.
I was just wondering, what was it like to work on Disgaea 3?
Oh, wow. I love it. Loved it. You know, my favorite part of Disgaea 3 was that Johnny Bosch was my slave. And I never met him again. I love Mal. Yes, I loved it. Yes?
Is it on? Oh, that's my voice.
Oh, it's on. Hi, sweetie.
I was wondering, do you know all the jokes that are made now because of your last name?
Yes, I do. And thank you so much for bringing that up. I assume you're talking about Vic Mignogna. or Yuri Lowenthal. Those were kind of part of the same one. Yeah, I know about them because like I recorded my part for that little thing that turned out to be very popular. Yes. Hey, I have something to show you guys too. How much time are we supposed to have for this?
We have 45 minutes left.
Okay, good. Yay. Yay for long panels. Yes.
What is the favorite personality trait that you've ever had in voice acting?
You mean what personality trait of some character that I played was my favorite?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, there are so many, you guys. Oh my gosh.
You can say all.
Okay, well, I'll tell you the ones that come to mind. I absolutely love Ed's devotion to his brother. My favorite moments of Full Metal were the scenes between Ed and Al. Yeah, I love those quiet moments when Ed shows that he's not quite as confident as he acts like he is. You know what I'm talking about? Where you find out that he's a little more scared and not quite certain of the future. When he's out in front of, when he's out in front of Mustang and the rest of them, he's like, yeah, shut up, Colonel, and you know what I mean? He's all like in your face and rebellious, right? Smart mouth, But when he's alone with Al, he's like, I'm not so sure, Al. I don't know what's gonna happen. I'll do whatever I can to get your body back. You know what I mean, right? Those are my favorite moments, those moments. That's a favorite personality trait of Ed's. I love Tom McGee. I love that Tom McGee has such love and devotion for his little surrogate family. He considers the host club like a family. And he's the daddy, and Kyoya's the mommy. Right? And he's very fiercely protective. Good morning, baby. Hi. You guys want to say hello to Michelle? Yeah! That's the gang. Hi, sweetie. Give me 5 seconds, Bob. She just woke up. She's in Los Angeles. And so I demand that she call me in the morning so I can hear her voice.